movie ID, which is integer and referenced and is referenced to the movie ID in movies table, and actor ID is also referenced to actor ID in actors table. To get all documents in movies table, I use select all from movies. To get all documents with writer set to Quentin Tarantino, I use select all from movies where writer equal to Quentin Tarantino, and and then to get all documents where actors include Brad Pitt. Sorry, I use select all. To get the results, I first need to know the actor ID of Brad Pitt. Then I need to query the movies actors table to get the movie ID related to the actor ID of Brad Pitt. So I use this query, select all from movies where movie ID in select movie ID from movies actors where actor ID is equal to selector actor ID from actors where name equal to Brad Pitt. To get all documents with franchise set to The Hobbit, I use select all from movies where franchise equal to The Hobbit. And to get all movies released in the 90s, I use select all from movies where year greater than 1990 and year less than 2000. To get all movies released before year 2000 or after 2010, I use select all from movies where year greater than 2010 or year less than 2000. For update documents, it's really easy. I just use update movies set synopsis to the given text where the title is equal to The Hobbit, An Unexpected Journey. And the same applies to the number 2. For number 3, I need to add an actor named Samuel L. Jackson to the movies table. I first need to insert the actor, the Samuel L. Jackson, into the actors table, and then I also need to insert the movie ID of Pulp Fiction and the actor ID of Samuel L. Jackson into the movies actors table. For text search, to find all movies that have a synopsis that contains the word Bilbo, I use select all from movies where synopsis like dollar Bilbo dollar. This query find will find all records whose synopsis contains the word Bilbo. And all other question is very similar to the question number 1. To delete documents, it's very easy. I just use the delete from movies where the title is equal to the given movie title. To create the related tables, I first create the user table, which contains the user ID, which is serial and the primary key, and the username is varchar and not none. the first name is varchar not noun, and the last name is varchar not noun. And the query to insert data is insert into users username, first name, last name, values, good guy Greg. For the post table, I use the post ID, which is serial and its primary key. Um, in the given data, it use the username, but for here but in this case, instead of use the username, I think it's better to use the user ID. Because this way can allow me to re, relate relate the two tables together. So I use the user ID, which is referenced to the user ID in users table, and the title is varchar not noun, body is varchar not noun. So the query to insert data is insert into post user ID, title, body, values. Select user ID from users where username equal to good guy Greg, and passes out at the party, wakes up early and clean house, and all other is a bit the same. For comments table, I use a common ID which is serial and its primary key. And and in this case, I still use a user ID which is referenced to the user ID in users instead of the username, and comment which is varchar not noun, and the post's ID which is referenced to the post in which is referenced to the post ID in post. And then the query is insert into comments values, select user ID from users where username equal to good guy Greg, and hope you got a good deal, and select post ID from posts where title equal to borrows everything. The reason why I use these two simple select query here is because I want to get the user ID of the user good guy Greg and the post ID of the post with title borrows something, and same applies to other data. To find to query in related data, first one, find all users. I just use select all from users. To find all posts, I use select all from posts. To find all posts that was authored by good guy Greg, I use this query here to select all contents from posts and the username from users table, and join the two tables on the user ID and the post user ID where the username is equal to good guy Greg. This will allow me to access all the posts that was posted by good guy Greg, and the same applies to find all posts that was authored by scumbag Steve. To find all comments, I just use select all from comments and find all comments that was authored by good guy Greg. It's similar to find all comments that was it's a bit similar to find all posts that was authored by good guy Greg. So I use a query here to select all contents to select all fields from contents table and the username from users table, and join them together on user dot I user store user ID and comment store user ID, where the user's name equal to good guy Greg. So this query will return me all the contents that was authored by good guy Greg. And the same applies to the number 7. To find all comments belonging to the post report a bug in your code, I select all from comments join the post where the post posts dot post ID equal to comments dot post ID, where post dot title equal to report a bug in your code. So this query will return me all the comments that belongs to the post report a bug in your code. In terms of the difference between Postgres and MongoDB, um, the most obviously the most obvious difference for me is that MongoDB supports dynamic schema, which means I don't really have to define collection schema before inserting any documents, while Postgres requires predefined schema before insert insert any data. Another obvious difference for me is that MongoDB can store any form of their data, while Postgres can't. For example, there is a many-to-many relationship existing between movies and actors in MongoDB. I can just store an array of actors' names in a single field, while in Postgres I need two extra tables to store the actors uh, to so to store the actors and the relationship between actors and movies. And also the format of data stored in both databases are also different. In Postgres, data is stored in tables, while data is stored in JSON-like format in MongoDB. That's all.